Hey everyone, this is the Enlightened Edelweiss, and first things first, thank you all so much for 1,000 subscribers. You folks have been absolutely amazing, and your support has proved invaluable. And in order to celebrate this wonderful milestone, you all voted for me to showcase my Militaria collection. So don't worry, I won't ramble on. On to the video. Alright, welcome to the very first physical real life sort of video on the Enlightened Edelweiss channel, and here's my Militaria collection. It's a rather small collection, as you can see, this is all of it, but I do think it has some quite intriguing items that you guys might find interesting. Also, I do apologize for the inevitably shaky camera that's going to persist throughout this video. That's obviously because I'm recording with one hand and I'll be picking up objects and whatnot with my other hand. But anyway, without further ado, let's get straight into it. We'll start off with these things here, which aren't really militaria. These are flags, of course. And these are just purely for aesthetic display purposes, just to aid the whole setup that I have going on here. We obviously have a flag of India, Cuba, and Mexico. And this doesn't have anything to do with the militaria. I, in fact, don't have any militaria from Cuba or Mexico. I do have quite a bit from India, actually. But yeah, that's pretty much just for display. Coming up here, I do have some more items that are not militaria, but are just for display. As you can see, I've got two more flags. And these are just flag patches, or civilian flag patches, I should say. And these are just for like sewing onto your jacket or whatever you want to sew it onto. And they are also inaccurate, incidentally. As you can see, the US flag doesn't have 50 stars, and the Indian flag over there does not have 24 spokes on the chakra. So yeah, that's that, just there for display. And then we've got these two pictures here. This is not a real newspaper, this is just a picture. So yeah, these are not original items, these two pictures here, these are just pictures. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, that's all the nice display stuff gotten out of the way. Let's move on to the actual militaria of this militaria showcase. Okay, so I think we should start off with this item here, which rather fittingly depicts an Edelweiss on it. And this is a patch from the Bundeswehr, which is the modern-day German military. And it's from the 1st Mountain Division, or Erste Gebirgsdivision in German. And interestingly enough, this division actually doesn't exist anymore. It was disbanded in 2008, if I'm not wrong. So it hit its peak during the Cold War and kind of went down after that. And moving across the display from the 1st Mountain Division, we come to a patch of the 1st Infantry Division, except this time it's from the United States. You might be familiar with this division if you've played Call of Duty 2, the big red one. Very awesome game. And yeah, this is a very famous division of the United States Army and still exists till this day. And this particular patch here is from around the Vietnam era, 1960s or so. It has the nice, beautiful red one on it, as opposed to the modern patches, which have a black one. And there's some other changes, but I'm not too familiar with the modern versions of the 1st Infantry Division patch. So, yeah, that's that. Alright, so moving on to the medals in the collection, let's start off with these two right here. And these are British Empire/Commonwealth campaign stars for the Second World War. Though unfortunately, this one over here is probably a fake. It's supposed to be a Pacific Star, which was awarded to soldiers who served in the Pacific theater of the Second World War. But if you look closely, the V and the I for King George VI aren't connected at the top, and in most genuine examples, they are supposed to be connected. So that's rather unfortunate. I didn't know that at the time of purchasing this piece here. But regardless, it looks nice next to this very much genuine piece. And this is a 1939 to 45 star, and as we can see, the V and the I are connected at the top, unlike with this piece. And this is a particularly interesting piece because it is in fact named. It belonged to a certain Jemadar Dr. M.D. Satya Narayana from Mysore. And Jemadar was the lowest rank in that you could be as a viceroy's commissioned officer. So that's quite interesting. Additionally, we can see that this individual is a medical doctor with the MD and doctor right there. So quite a well-educated person. And what makes this even more interesting is that he is from Mysore, which is quite rare in the British Indian Army, as mostly soldiers were recruited from more areas much more north of the country, since the British believed in the martial races theory. And I'm not really going to get into that right now, but you can do your own research. It's quite fascinating. But anyway, yeah, I did some research about Dr. Satya Narayana after buying the medal. And if I remember correctly, he was made a temporary captain during the war and served as a medic, as is expected with a doctor. But yeah, a very fascinating story right there behind this medal. Okay, so moving on to these two medals here. These are also Indian medals, just like this one. However, these aren't British Indian medals. These are from the Republic of India. So this one here is a 9 years long service medal, and anyone from the Army, the Navy, or the Air Force is eligible to receive one of these. We can see the sword symbolizing the Army, the anchor for the Navy, and the eagle for the Air Force. Though this particular medal was given to an individual in the artillery, and I know that because it is in fact named. You can see ARTY stands for artillery here. And most Republic of India medals that I've seen, at least, pretty much every Republic of India medal that I've seen has been named, which is quite interesting. Moving on to this one here. This is probably my most valuable item, in my collection in terms of emotional value, because this in fact belonged to my grandfather, who served in the Republic of India's army. It is a 25 years of independence commemorative medal, and yeah, he too was in the artillery at the time of receiving this medal, interestingly enough. But yeah, unfortunately, I have no idea where any of his other medals are, and this is missing the ribbon as well, so that's rather unfortunate. But yeah, those are the two Indian medals. And right next to my Indian medals, we have this over here, which in fact comes from East Germany. It is a long service medal, the highest long service medal that you could receive as a member of the Zivilverteidigung, which was the East German civil service. And as you can see, it says für treue Pflichterfüllung, which is for faithful service in German. And behind, we can see the armorial bearings of the German Democratic Republic. It says für den Schutz der Arbeiter- und Bauernmacht, for the protection of workers and farmers. So yeah, that is a very interesting piece, and unfortunately, the only medal in my collection that has a ribbon. So hopefully, I will obtain some ribboned medals some point in the future. But yeah, those are the medals in my collection. Alright, so we've had a slight change in scenery, as you will have surely noticed, and we are now at my desk. And that is because I thought it would be much more easy to showcase my visor caps here with the uncluttered flat surface. But anyway, now some of you may have noticed at the start of the video that this over here is not an actual Soviet visor cap, as one might expect with the hammer and sickle. This is just a cheap copy, pretty much, made in China, in fact. So yeah, this is absolutely nothing special, nothing in terms of any historical value. And yeah, it just looks cool, pretty much. Although, not to worry, I do have a genuine visor cap, And here it is. It is an East German Volkspolizei cap. Now the Volkspolizei, or People's Police in English, was pretty much just the East German police force. Nothing very fancy, just a regular police force. And this cap here is meant for enlisted members of the Volkspolizei. And we can tell because it has a green cord here. If this cord was silver, then it would have been for an officer. Now, if we take a look inside the cap, we can see an MDI at the very top. And that's for the Ministry of the Interior. It's size 59, as we can see. And if we go down a bit, we can see a 1856. And what that number means is that this cap here was made in East Berlin, which is where the vast majority of these caps, East German caps, were made. If you have a number that isn't 1856 on one of these caps, then you have your hands on something a lot more uncommon. And underneath the 1856, we have an N. And what that N signifies is that this cap over here was produced in the year 1989, which incidentally is the year the Berlin Wall fell. And a year after that, 1990, East Germany as a whole fell, of course. But anyway, yeah, that's the end of the collection. This was the last item. Thank you for watching. And once again, thanks for 1,000 subscribers. It really means a lot. And we shall get back to some more regular history content after this video. And yeah, that's pretty much the end. I'm not sure how to end this, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.